grateful for everything that you're making happen right now. Could not be more proud than I am of everything that you're doing to turn all of this hope that we have felt for so long, this inspiration that we've allowed ourselves to believe in, that's bigger than a political party. It's not about a candidate, but is a faith in the future of this country, that it will be greater tomorrow than it is today, that the people are still stronger than the special interests or the corporations or the political action committees. That the smallness and meanness, the paranoia, the hatred that defines so much of the national conversation right now can be met with a strength and a confidence and a courage and a bold heart that can only come from Texas. And that all of us together, regardless of the differences, and as Senator West said, it matters not to us if you're a Republican or a Democrat or an independent. You're not defined by who you voted for in the last election. The differences of race or who you believe in, who you love, how many generations you've been here, or whether you just got here yesterday, none of those things can separate us or divide us from the great work ahead. Not only are we going to make sure that we translate this hope and this promise and this potential into action, and we can literally count that action. In the first days of early voting in 2014, the last midterm election year, there were 71,000 votes cast in Dallas County. In the first days of 2018, there have been 225,000 votes. You are making this happen. And every day that you get another family member to vote, another classmate, another colleague, another neighbor, another person who is a stranger, until you extend that hand, say that first kind word, invite them also into their democracy. Every time you do that, you make it a little bit more likely that they too are going to vote, that we will prevail on the 6th of November, and that we will begin the work of delivering on the very high expectations that we have for one another and for this country. Taking this state from least insured in the United States of America, where it is too hard for too many to see a doctor, to take their child to a therapist, to afford their medications, to the state that leads the way on guaranteed, high-quality, universal health care for every single one of us, regardless of where we are. This state, the defining immigrant story and experience, one of the most, if not the most diverse states in this country, coming forward, not out of fear or paranoia or misinformation, but with pride, celebrating who we are, our families, and our communities, seeking to rewrite this country's immigration laws in our own image to reflect our advantage, what we know to be true in our experiences, ensuring that never again is another child taken from their parents at their most desperate and vulnerable moment. That those kids separated today be reunited tomorrow, and that dreamers, nearly 1 million strong, almost 200,000 in the state of Texas, be freed from any fear of deportation by being made U.S. citizens here in their home country. This country that they have helped to make so great. I want to make sure that every educator, whether she's driving the school bus, whether he's serving the food in the cafeteria, whether they're providing instruction in the classroom, whether they're the counselors or librarians or therapists who ensure that every child can reach their full potential in a state where nearly half of them work a second or a third job just to make ends meet. I want to make sure that each one of us has their backs and pays them a living wage so that they can work just one job, the most important job in our communities. I want to make sure that every veteran who comes back, having borne the battle, having put their life on the line for this country, doesn't have to wait to get care at the VA in a country that lost 20 veterans yesterday and will every day going forward, because too many cannot get in to get the care that they earned, that they need, that they deserve, and we want to provide them. We should spare no expense. We should bear every burden to make sure that we can deliver for them. But we must also make sure for those service members whose lives are on the line tonight, where it is already tonight, 18 years into this war in Afghanistan, where we are also in Iraq and Syria and Somalia and Yemen and Libya and Niger, that we, the world's greatest democracy, be able to answer these questions. What is victory in these wars? What is our strategy to achieve it? And why do we fight? Why do we ask you to sacrifice your life? Why do we ask you to take the lives of others in the name of this country? If we can answer these questions to our satisfaction, then let us prosecute these wars with everything that we've got and win them. But if we're unwilling to, or unwilling to even ask the questions in the first place, not only must we not enter another war, we must end the wars that we are in and bring those service members back home to their families, to their communities, and to this country. I want to make sure that the words written above the steps as you enter the Supreme Court, equal justice under law, apply to every single one of us, without regard to our race, our ethnicity, our sexual orientation, or any other difference between us. I want to make sure that in a state where you can be fired for being gay, in a state where you can be denied the opportunity to adopt a child for your sexual orientation, that we stand up for the full civil rights of everyone. I want to make sure that in a state that contributes to the largest prison population on the face of the planet, a population disproportionately comprised of people of color, though they are not committing crimes at greater rates than anyone else in this country, though they should have every single chance offered to any other person to succeed in their life, to live to their full potential, to contribute to their maximum capacity, though far too many are doing time for possession of a substance that's decriminalized, medicinalized, or legalized in most states in this country. But we still threaten that veteran who may be coming back from Afghanistan tonight, who has PTSD, whose doctor at the VA wants to prescribe medicinal cannabis, but cannot in this state, and so is forced to prescribe something else, maybe an opioid, in a country that lost 70,000 people to drug overdose deaths just last year. Why should that doctor, why should that veteran be an outlaw? Why should that young man or young woman be arrested for possession of a substance that's legal in so much of the rest of the country? Why, when they are released, must they check a box saying that they have a conviction, making it less likely that they'll get hired for a job, impossible to qualify for Pell Grants, to go on to higher education and better themselves? What if we decided not only would we end a war on drugs, it has become a war on people, on some people more than others? Not only would we end the prohibition on marijuana, but we would expunge the arrest records of all who have served time simply for possession of something that is legal in so much of the rest of the country. Allow them to go on and move forward in their lives. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Thank you for being here with us. Queremos servir y representar cada persona en este estado. Y no me importa si son republicanos, demócratas o independientes. Cada persona merece la oportunidad de ofrecer algo al futuro de este país, de este estado y de este condado. Y por eso estábamos en cada condado de Texas, 254, para escuchar y mejor entender cada persona, porque queremos mejorar la calidad de vida de cada tejano, cada persona adentro de este país. When we treat every single one of us with respect and with dignity, when all of us have a shared future in this country, when all of us seek to find the common ground, the common cause that allows us to achieve the common good, this is a stronger, this is a better, this is a safer country. This is a United States of America that lives up to its promise and to its potential. So we came here today to thank you for voting, to thank you for telling the people in your life that you're voting, to thank you for volunteering in this campaign, the largest grassroots campaign in the history of the state of Texas. All the time, every day. And to tell you this, though you will be in Duncanville and I will be in El Paso on the 6th of November, if we keep this up, if we share this opportunity with everyone in our lives Together we will be celebrating an historic victory for Texas, for this country, for this generation, and every generation to come. Thank you all for having us on. Very, 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 very grateful. Thank you, thank you. If you would like to...
Beto! 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 Beto!
Thank you very much. One of the things that I've learned over the course of this campaign, especially in this year, at this moment, where each one of us has on us a digital device. If we do not take a picture, if you do not post it on social media immediately, this moment did not happen. We need this to have happened, and so we are going to be proceeding over to the tennis courts, and we're going to seek to take a picture with everyone who has the time to be with us. Thank you all for coming out. Very, very grateful. Thank you to Senator West for being with us. Thank you.